That is just freaking hilarious. Like,
Never
that's just
fails.
how that never fails. That's just the intro. But, like, wait, you're here. You should do the intro. You're great with it. You got the voice. Go ahead, Vic.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Unpopular Reviews, ladies and gentlemen. And today we are reviewing another episode of Hawkeye. And honestly, I just have to say this. This is the best one. Oh my God, this shit got me hype. I can't wait for that movie. It's not happening. Oh my God. Yeah. But anyway, I am joined. My name is Vic, and I'm joined by Hawk Jack. Very interesting name. And the one and only See the Superior. Check her out on her show. I forgot the name, but you know it's all love.
She's
But anyway,
See the
she's running on
Superior.
you. She's running on
oh, yeah,
YouTube.
that's the name. It's See the Superior. Look it up. Google YouTube. There you go. See the
There
Superior.
you
But
go.
anyway, back to Hawkeye. So yeah, I'm hyped. I'm sorry that I missed last week, but it's okay because now I am hyped for this.
Yes.
Yeah, this was a great episode. This was a great
So,
episode. Go ahead.
yes, it was. So let's just jump right into it. We are back in 2018, and we see like these two ladies. They're like, on the roof. We're like, what's going on? And it turns out that it is Natasha's sister.
Sister!
Sister.
It's the sister!
And this other girl, because if you've watched Black Widow, you know that she was on this mission to kind of I guess awaken
Get all
these.
the other Black Widows, like get them out of that curse or
Yeah,
whatever.
get them out of the curse.
Yeah.
So, or like this mind control thing with, so she sprays them. So she goes to this house. There's this woman in there. The fight breaks out, and apparently it's an old Black Widow, right? She's, they assume she's under some kind of mind control, but when they spray her, nothing happens. She's like, look, what you thought I was a prisoner here? This is my house. This is my money. Get it straight, right? So
Oh, you got some on the rug.
right, her
Well,
20K rug.
Thanks. That was hilarious.
She's a rich bitch. She's
Yeah.
laughing at Kate Bishop's money apparently
RB.
because she got a 20K.
Yeah. Apparently, Kate is poor compared to her.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. So,
You walking on 20K, like that's money.
so then Kate, not Kate, Yolanda, what's her name? Yasmin? Y'all know her.
Yella. I mean, not Yella. I'm sorry. I was
Natasha's sister.
It's the sister.
She goes to the bathroom, tries to wash her hands, and the snap happens. So she's just disintegrating into nothing at this point. Then, as soon as we see her snap away, she snapped back, and the whole background changes because 5 years has passed. There's been some redecorating, and she's back. But of course, it's complete. The time 5 years has passed. Luckily, the same owners are in the house because old girl recognizes her instantly. She's like, "Oh, Natasha's sister, welcome back."
That's right. She said Natasha's sister. Hey, but I do want to talk a little bit about this. I like because in WandaVision they showed the snap and they showed I forgot homegirl's name, but when she came back, how she was just coming back into it. I like how they showed how quick that snap was while 5 years went by. How quick that was for like you said, Black Widow's sister, how quick that was. Because at first I said, what's happened? Then I was like, oh, that was the snap. But it was so quick. I just thought that was interesting.
And I don't like if you've ever had surgery, right? Like, so when you're the one having the surgery, it's like you just go to sleep, you wake up, boom. But if you ever been waiting for someone who's had surgery, it's like there's so much time in between. So it kind of reminded me of that. But yes, so she talks to the old Black Widow. She's trying to catch her up on the things that have happened since. She's like, oh, I gotta find Natasha, and we already know, of course, she's.
Why'd you make it sound like Boris and Natasha from Rocky and Bullwinkle?
That's what the accent was giving this whole episode. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the accent was all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm waiting for this to turn into the Wanda accent. You know how Wanda started off with an accent and then it slowly but surely.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
She's stretching it. She's really. Where's she from?
Yes, I think she's English in real life.
I think she's from England. Yeah.
I feel like the accent she puts on in this was like so much stronger than it was in the movie. But maybe anyway. So we're back into current times, right? And this is right after Hawkeye essentially told Kate, go home, right?
Leave me alone.
Yeah, leave me alone. Stop bothering me.
This is when he put the restraining order on her.
Facts. Well deserved, by the way. And so she goes home, and much like you would after your first breakup, you run home and you cry to mom. And that's exactly what Kate did. So, oh, by the way, if you're watching, don't forget to leave us a like, and don't forget to drink your drink. You all voted on our Instagram page,
yes,
and decided that we should be drinking wine this evening. So that's exactly what we're doing. Right. I am Groot is drinking water.
Gotta keep the roots growing.
Someone has to be sober on the show.
Growing. That's right.
Apparently can't be us.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty old. I've poisoned my body enough in my life. Clean up. The young ones to do that.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself.
So Kate is telling mom about the breakup, right? She's crying.
No.
Why doesn't he want me? Type of situation, right? And
Uncle Phil drags her in and give her a big hug. Yep.
Why don't you want me?
Why do you want me?
It's funny because she's a woman of many contradictories. Like she's so confident and like kick ass, and like that makes her hot. But then how needy she is when it comes to Clint is just like, seriously, relax.
She's got daddy issues. That's what it is. She's missing her dad.
The million voicemails, like that's a bit much. Like,
look, we'll get there. We'll get there. But yes, so she is crying on mom's shoulder, and Streetwise mom is telling her, like, look, I've been there, done that, right? I want to tell you, I want to work it through with you. And she pretty much just tells her, everyone kind of goes through this, you're going to find your own path type of situation, right? And they kind of had this moment where she was like, oh, I bet you hated buying me that first bow. And it was just really cute, her and mom's. But during this discussion, right, Kate tells moms that, hey, like, we found out some really bad things about stepdaddy Jack, man. Like, he's in on some things. Yes.
This guy.
And mom's is like, oh, really? But mom's knows. I'm telling you, mom's is
I wanted to ask you, but okay. Yeah.
I've said it from the get. She was like, oh yeah, we tied him to, what's his name's murder, and we think like he's bad news, right? And I brought a little clip to show you guys, right? You watched the recap at the beginning of the episode. They were talking about, the Alistair, the rich guy, right? He died after having an argument with mom. And I'm like, hold on, mom's from the streets. Like I said, mom is with the beef. She's with the smoke. She's like, oh, you about to come after me? You think? You watched the recap at the beginning of the episode. They were talking about, so mom's is in on it. I swear to God, she's the one who tried to get Alistair, whatever his name is, old guy, killed. And when Kate brought it up, she was just like, oh, but in her eyes, she was like, oh, snap.
Too much. Yep.
She knows too much, so she's got to cover it up. So we flash over to where Hawkeye is, right? Hawkeye apparently goes over. Now, this is the part I also found like a little unbelievable, right? Because out of all the times that Clint has been out here, he's a man of the world. He's been places, he knows people. But he's in New York, and he knows not no one but this goddamn LARPer that he met 3 days ago. He goes to his house.
Grill.
Yeah, he goes to Grill's house.
Get that black man's name right. Grill. Yeah, that's right.
And I think he's a TikToker. I swear I've seen him on TikTok a couple times, and I guess he got on the show.
Grilling them.
Right, he's grilling them. But he goes to Grill's house because he apparently has nowhere else to go. He got a hotel room. But Grill's like, no, you don't need a hotel room. You stay right here on my couch.
Matter of fact, take my bed. He said, matter of fact, take my bed. I was like, that's a little too much. It's Hawkeye. It's not Tony Stark. Should have just gave him the floor.
Here's the truth. It makes sense. It makes sense. Why does it make sense? Because when he met Hawkeye, he was fanboying on Hawkeye, right? So Hawkeye knew, number one, nobody's going to find him there. Nobody's going to think about him going there. And he knows he's going to be able to stay. Plus, and he knows that he's gonna be able to leave the dog there. He left the dog there already.
He did. That's good.
I leave the dog a little bit longer. I gotta go stay at a hotel. He didn't really have no hotel. Clint knew what was popping. You know what I mean? But nobody's gonna find it.
That's good.
You're making it make sense.
Made sense. You know what I mean? Like, because there's clearly places he could have gone to.
That's what I'm thinking. He's a shield agent.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. The way you put it together, okay, it makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah,
great job,
Vic. Good job, Vic.
So, yeah, he cons his way on this man's couch.
Smart man.
Smart man.
He is so smart.
And we're flashback to Kate, and Kate's coming back up the rich elevator. Oh wait, no. Then Kate goes to her
apartment.
Yeah, her apartment for whatever reason, right? We never really know.
No, because you remember the mother said, "Go get your things, come back here," because she was like when they were having that heart to heart, the mother and Kate, mom and Kate, street mom and Kate, when they were having that streetwise mom, they were sitting there going, "Go get your things, come back home," and that's when she went back to her apartment. That's where we get this scene.
That's when we get the scene when Natasha's sister's in the house. She's there waiting on her at the door. Hi, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave us a like and take your shot. Let's take a little drink here.
Let's take a shot. Drink your Fiji water.
And we'll be drinking our wine. So yeah, Natasha's sister's at the house.
Yes.
And she's like, oh yeah, Kate Bishop, right? Kate Bishop, do you want some mac and cheese? How are you? Hello.
Not just mac and cheese, box mac and cheese.
Box mac and cheese. And apparently she's like, it's good for you.
It's really good. It's really good.
Yes. And she says,
I put hot sauce on it. I love hot sauce.
Yes.
When did Mario come in here? Like, what was that, Vic? When did Mario get in this? What was that? It's me.
So, she had a little callback to Dad. She's like, "Oh, my dad tells me it's good for you." And, Dad's a little on the heavier side, so of course he would be the one talking about, "Yeah, if that's mac and cheese, it's good for you to eat, right?"
Yeah, he ate the damn box.
So, she kind of sits her down at the table. It's kind of a little intimidating though. Like it's given like the guise of, this is just chit chat, but it's still an undertone of like, hey, this is intimidating. Even Kate noticed, she's like, hey, what's going on? And Natasha's sister's like, is it Yelena? I want to say Yelena.
I think it's like Yelena. I know it began with a Y, but I think you're more close than I was. But carry
so on. She's like, oh, if I wanted to kill you, of course I could have did that before. Sit down, let's talk. And she's pretty much like, yeah, where's Clint? Then Kate tries to come to Hawkeye's defense. She's like,
he's an
why
Avenger.
are you here? He's an Avenger. He's a great guy. She's like, oh, you don't. This tells me you don't know killings, right? So, she pretty much tells Kate straight up, I'm here to kill him. Where is he at? And she was like, oh, well, he's a hero. He saved the world. And Natasha's like, no, my sister saved the world. Like, this really triggers her, right?
Absolutely. Because she goes from that fun, because in the beginning, she was really fun and loving. And I think that was the thing I liked about her a lot, because in the beginning, even like this small spot where I think Kate tried to throw a bottle, she catches it, and she goes, hi, like intimidating. And something else too that she kept doing, I guess, to intimidate her, because like how if we were talking to her, we'd be like, hey Vic, AC, here's Natasha's sister, Kate Bishop. Kate Bishop. He kept every 5 seconds. But I like this scene. I even like the spot where Kate says, he's an Avenger. And Yili or Black Widow's sister goes, what does that even mean? Like, what does that mean? He could just get away with it? I just thought this scene was really, I don't want to say it was intense, but I feel like it was intense and not like intense like it was so in your face, but kind of like almost like cat and mouse, if that makes sense. Like they were doing like cat and mouse with each other. So I thought I really did like this scene between the two. Kate not knowing what she's getting into, and then she's face to face with a trained killer. Even the spot where Kate said, "You're Natasha's sister? Thank God I didn't kill you." Fucking Black Widow's sister lost her. She said, "That's the most funniest thing I heard all day." Kate Bishop, you funny. Kate Bishop, take a shot.
Right, take a shot. Leave us a like if you're watching. Leave us a like. We're going through the whole
Yes.
wind down of the episode. So
Yes. And we're already pretty lit, so that's why you're
yeah,
can't
we
that out.
already was drinking before the show, guys.
Yes. Mhm. But I thought it was a really good scene. I do want to throw it out there. I thought both ladies did a great job in this scene.
Yes, and before, go ahead.
No, it's just a compelling scene. That's all. Okay.
Yes, and before Natasha's sister leaves, she's like, "Look, don't get in my way again." Pretty much, she gives her that final warning, and she goes out the window like Batman in the night or something, right? And so that's when Kate, we flash to her. She goes back home up the elevator.
That rich ass elevator.
Thank you. I didn't want to say it again, but it needed to be said.
I
This
got
hoe
you.
is rich, right? And the fact that she is like sitting with boxed macaroni, she don't know shit about no boxed macaroni. She don't goddamn well she has chefs and everybody else cooking her food. Got the nerve to be talking
Fresh
about
out of the kitchen.
Wait a minute. If you saw Black Widow, then you
No, I'm not
remember.
talking about the sister. I'm talking about Kate. Kate got the bands. I'm surprised. You know, Natasha's sister probably bought that box with her to that spot because I know goddamn well Kate ain't had no box mac and cheese.
That's true. Where'd she get that apartment from?
Who knows? She inherited it from someone, but it's still very unclear of, you know, because it didn't. I don't know. Who knows, right? But so she goes back to the house, and stepdaddy Jack is in front of a very obvious green screen. Green screened it up with NYPD. And then they're like, "Yeah, we came here to take you away." What you said?
I love the classic bad guy mustache. Like I'm waiting for him to go like.
Yeah. He got the Mario and Luigi.
You know, like I'm waiting for like the big reveal.
That's Uncle Mario.
Yeah.
Not Wario. What's the other one? The skinny
Waluigi.
Yes. Exactly what I'm waiting on.
It's the alcohol, guys. It's the alcohol. It's hitting. So if you're watching, take your shot. We need I'm about to be out in 5 seconds.
All I'm saying is when we do Mary Party, I'm picking Waluigi and saying, "Look, I picked Jack."
Stepdaddy Jack. So the police are there and they're like, "Look, we're going to investigate." And Stepdaddy Jack is playing it cool. He's like, "You know, I never worked a day in my life. You know, this is all a misunderstanding." And
just arrogance, pure arrogance.
Yeah, and Streetwise Moms is giving like, "Oh, you know, take him away." But I'm telling you, Moms is in on it. I'm saying it here again. Moms is in on it.
And she's sticking to it.
Yes. So he gets carted away through the elevators, assumably to, you know, the penthouse, or at least to the holding cell where they can like question him further, right? After this,
I'll be back.
We're flashed to the other stepdaddy of the show, according to Kate.
Oh God.
Him and Maya. Because he's like patching up her wounds from the fight, right? And she's telling him like, "Look, there was another girl. It wasn't just Hawkeye and Kate. There was a well-trained other person there." And he's like, "Well, were they together?" And she's like, "You know, no, I don't know what's going on." So he's telling her in sign language, right? "Look, I will help you go after Ronin, but after this, we got to be done," right? Because he's already got that warning from Hawkeye, like, "Look, just let it go." Mm-hmm. But he also kind of wants to be there for Maya. So he's telling her, like, "Look, I will help you kill Ronin. But after this, we got to just stop this madness," right? She's not really hearing it. She's dead set on her mission. So then we go to, we're back with the bros. They're driving around listening to Run DMC.
Yes. These guys are just such bums. I just can't deal with them.
They're like, "Oh yeah, this is a classic," or something they said about they feeling the song because of the tracksuits, because the Run DMC wearing the tracksuits.
I love the random ass conversation that these guys were having. Said, "You know, bro, I don't," you know, they were talking about brass knuckles, and they were talking about, brass knuckles. "Oh, look, I put it on my hand and then I punch you." Like, stupid. Like, they were just talking about brass. I said, these guys are idiots. Like, I don't.
Yeah. They just shooting the breeze in the car, making their deliveries in their call a bro truck or whatever it is.
But they get that warning that
Yep, the arrow, they get an arrow straight through the windshield, and it was another trick arrow. So I guess he got his trick arrows back, right? And it says, look, tell Maya to meet me at the place that she first saw Ronin, right? And I'm surprised that Hawkeye can even recall the exact location of where he killed this. But you know.
I felt like I was going to say a killer never forgets the thing, but I was like, then why would I say that out loud? So never mind.
Oh.
Carry on. Never mind. I don't.
Jack has a past, guys. Now, Wario, look at the name. So, pretty much, we're flashback to Kate, and Kate is on her stalker ex-girlfriend. Like, she's on the phone,
my God, this was bad.
calling up Hawkeye like a crazy ex, like Fatal Attraction. She's calling him back to back, like telling him, like, look, call me back.
This was bad.
But you know what? Mm-hmm. Everyone's been there. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta call that MF a couple times so they get the message. Like, look.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely no. You got a point there. Gotta call him back. Gotta keep going. Do it for 30 minutes straight. 30 minutes just to show me. 30 minutes to show him. 30 minutes to show him. I mean,
how you filling up the voicemail box?
That was crazy.
Room for other people. Like,
because he should have answered the phone. I don't blame her. I blame him. Answer your damn phone.
No. I got a wife.
Could have been avoided.
I got a wife and children. You making me look crazy out here.
Well, she's the other woman.
I'm trying to help you, and you acting nuts. I got to sit here and explain to my wife why I got this wild child all in my.
And not for nothing.
Not
for nothing. As good as Kate thinks she is, that wife would eat her the fuck up.
Yes!
I'm saying it out loud. When she was sitting there, and we get later on to it, but when she was doing all the stuff, and I said, that is marriage goals right there, because that the wife was like, dude, almost like she. The only thing missing was her putting on some kind of leather outfit, saying, do I need to get out there? Like, what we got to do? What we work with? Because they can get a.
Here's the thing, like, you can see why he put a ring on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because she could kick his ass.
They hold each other down. No, they hold each other down. Like, it's beautiful to see. Really
because he did place a call to his wife. He was like, look, honey, it's still a lot going on. I'm trying to make it for Christmas, but it's worse than what we thought it was, pretty much.
I love how understanding she was. That's what I really loved. I loved how understanding she was, because when he does call her, he's like, he's not asking for permission, but he's pretty much like, I might have to do this. And she's like, do what you have to do, but no one will understand you like how I understand you. And I thought that was really deep.
Yeah, this woman is too understanding.
He's brutally honest with her. And then it even gets to the point where sometimes she even gives him ideas. Just like Don't Be Johnson.
But is he? Because he still hasn't disclosed that he's gallivanting around with this 22-year-old woman in the city. He keeps talking about, I'm taking care of things. Somebody has had the Ronin suit. She don't know. I'm sure she would have known this 22-year-old trick who's really on his D. She would have been feeling some type of way, because ain't no way you about to be, running around the city with this little thirsty little 22-year-old. And I'm none the wiser. Like,
here's the thing though. You don't bring sand to the beach. You know what I'm saying? You don't play. Sometimes there's sand there that you don't play with, but that doesn't mean that you got to bring it to the beach. You understand what I'm saying?
So they not telling her on purpose is what you're saying. He's trying to avoid the
problem. That's not a problem. If I'm not doing anything, if I'm not jumping in the pool, just because I'm walking by the pool and not jumping in the pool, that doesn't mean, you know what I mean? I don't got to. I'm trying to avoid a fight just because I'm walking by the public pool. You know what I'm saying? Like.
He's withholding some information because wifey don't know that this grown Kate, little fast tail Kate in the city, right? She don't know. But anyway, right? So she is very understanding.
She is understanding.
She's very understanding. And so he's pretty much telling her, like, look, I gotta do what I gotta do. He has this scene where he goes to this memorial of where the first Avengers movie took place. Yeah, and it had all of their names. First fight. And he's talking specifically to Natasha. He takes out his little earpiece because we hear all of the city noise. He takes it out. It's almost like this one-on-one that he's having with Natasha. And he's telling her, like, look, You're the bravest among us. I really need to talk to you. And I'm sorry for what I'm about to do, pretty much. And he puts his earpiece on. He goes. And the thing he's apologizing for is, right, he's putting back on the suit, back on the Ronin suit.
Yep.
Because we're back to where Maya was supposed to meet him at this like little used car dealership or whatever the F it is.
The father, yeah.
Where the father died. Mm-hmm. And she's come, but she didn't come alone. She came with backup. She got the whole truck suit crew. They're like hiding behind the cars. They're in the buildings.
Yes.
So she said,
no, I'm saying she brought the bros.
She brought the bros. She didn't come by herself. Mm-hmm. And of course, Ronin, he ready for it. He takes him out one by one. He goes first to stepdaddy. He's like,
Scar.
He takes him.
Scar. We'll just call him Scar. He got that little. Yeah, we'll just call him Scar. I forgot his name.
Call him Scar. And what's it like? Kazi?
Yeah, it was Kazi. Good job. Yeah,
yes.
Great. You remember their names? They're like so. Like,
yeah, it's coming slowly, but the alcohol bringing the clarity. That's
dang, I ain't even. Wow. You know what? I need to get lit because y'all getting that.
When if you're watching, don't forget to drink your drink. This is a wind down, and don't forget to leave us a like. So he takes out Kazi. Oh, hold on. Where's you? Hey. So, and then he takes out the bros one by one, and Maya. She's very formidable, right? She's very powerful, but she is, of course, deaf. So she doesn't hear that he's taken out these people right beside her, pretty much, right?
Right.
So she doesn't see him until like the last moment where he's in the shadows. He comes up and he comes in, of course, the whole Ronin get up, and she's ready for a fight. They start wrecking. Like, yeah, she's holding her own because she's kick ass, right? He has the sword. Yeah. But she, of course, has that metal leg, so he keep going after the leg, and I'm thinking, bro, why you going after the leg? No, full of damn well that just made it like adamantium or some shit, made it pregnant.
I was gonna ask, does he know that? Know that she has a prosthetic leg, but apparently
I think he did, because remember when they were fighting, didn't he like try to like kick it or punch it, and it was like hard as steel?
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought he tried to like kick it off or something like that, but
yes.
Right. Yeah.
But she somehow finds her way. They're fighting, and she gets hold of the sword, and the whole fight breaks out. So he kicks the sword out of her hand, and he gets the best of her. He kicks her down. She's sitting, she's on the ground next to one of these lemon trucks, because this is like not a very reputable used car dealership. It's looking like some dragon wagons that they're selling, right?
Nice.
So he's pretty much comes up to her. He takes the mask off. She's like, "Oh, you want me to see you? See who's killing me, right?"
Yeah,
he's
right.
He's like, "No." Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's giving her the sign language. So I'm like, was he lying about not being able to sign, or was he telling the truth? Because he does sign, but he also does read his lips.
But yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. He did a lot of more lip service than anything. But the little things that he did know, you would see him occasionally do like. Some do like something like this.
He did same, and my family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He really wanted to make sure that she understood what he was communicating.
Right. Which is pretty much like, hey, I'm not here to kill you. I just want you to see my face, so I'm serious. When you come after my family, you about to die. Yeah. But he was still trying to give her a chance to be like, look, we're the same. We're both weapons, and I was or Kilcher died. Because an informant who worked for your boss, pretty much gave me the heads up and was like, yo, kill him. And that is news to all of us, but especially news to Maya, because she's thinking like, yo, what the F, right?
Right.
So she ends up like, oh, no, this triggers her. So she gets the better of him at the last second. She has the sword about to stab Hawkeye. And then Kate comes in and collects. She shoots the arrow at the girl, drops the sword, and it was just enough of a distraction for Hawkeye to get away, right? And at this point, I'm thinking Kate has another arrow. Again, I asked this again for the second episode in a row. Why not seal the deal and kill this bitch? I don't know why she held back. She had a clear shot to shoot her, but she held back and let her get on her motorcycle and go off.
Oh, Vic. Okay, Vic got the answers. Okay.
What,
No,
what
no,
is
no,
it? What is it?
I have a theory, but
Oh,
you still have more to talk about. So before I jump the gun, go ahead.
Okay.
I got a
Okay.
theory.
So she lets her off, and I'm thinking, this girl is useless at this point. She just let two people off, and she should have killed them, right? So, she goes to Hucker. She finds him in the alley. He's like, okay, well, what's the escape plan? Thinking that she's got like the Batmobile somewhere. She doesn't, but she's rich. She's got a cell phone. Uber is 2021.
yes.
She
Hey,
called
listen,
Uber.
that was brilliant. That was
Mhm.
brilliant. Hey, say what you will. That was brilliant. God,
Oh my God, yo, that whole moment was so okay, Boomer. I swear to God, I love it. I really do. And I'm the old man in the group saying that. I loved that shit. He's all like, all right, what are we gonna do now? And he's waiting for some elaborate thing. And she's like, all right, hey, is this Kate? Bang. Yo,
It makes sense. It makes
yes,
sense. It's very practical, very, modern. And, they're in freaking New
modern.
York. It's like,
Yes.
just get an Uber or a taxi. We don't
Mhm,
need a getaway car.
mhm.
We got
Absolutely.
transportation.
Oh, absolutely, for sure.
So
Awesome.
they go back to the Larper lair with the transportation, though, right? They go back to
The
Gil's
Lopper
house.
there. This I can't even.
And over the Uber ride, she tells him, hey, the girl who you were fighting is actually Natasha's sister. And
Sister.
yes, and also that it's some fishy stuff going on with Jack, what she knows. So they go back to Gil's house. They have this moment where they're eating some food. They're sitting around the dinner
Having
table
a good time.
and having a good time with the dog.
Oh,
And
this
then,
scene, ladies and gentlemen. This scene, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead.
yes, this is a scene where Kate gets a little text message. She pulls up her
But
phone.
wait. Before we go to that, let's talk about how Black Widow's sister is following Kate's mom.
Following Streetwise. She's
Right.
behind
Well,
her. And
and I,
she's wearing like the most stupidest jacket I ever seen in my life. It's like
who mom?
Natasha's sister. It's like, what is she wearing? And remember at the end of Black Widow, she was wearing some crazy shit too. I'm like, what is up with this girl style? But she wasn't. She didn't have much options growing up
Right.
at the Black Widow spot. So
Mhm.
she's just experimenting with her style as like a middle
I mean,
schooler would, right?
don't forget, she loves the 80s. I don't know what it is.
Oh,
Look Russians as loving like the American 80s, but
She's
she's like,
because it was
I
colorful.
would not be surprised if she shows up with big hair and like knee pad. I mean, and like the
Pads.
armbands and
it's
the hand and all
very
that.
over the top, her fashion, very 80s almost. It's over the top. She is following Streetwise.
Yeah.
And that's when Kate gets a text message, and it's like, hey, if I thought you should know who hired me, right? It's Eloise Bishop, Mama, right? Mama Streetwise hired her. And like I said in the last episode, the theories is coming. I said, who do you think she called? She called, what's her name from Seinfeld? I said, hold on, was it Seinfeld's joint she
Oh
called?
yeah.
Yeah,
Elaine.
and it
Oh,
was.
Elaine.
It was Elaine,
Yeah.
because Elaine is the
Yeah.
one who contracted Natasha's sister to get
Yeah,
Hawkeye. So
yeah.
theories, another theory brought to you by yours truly. Take a shot.
See the theorist.
See the theorist, right? I think that needs to be my name because my theories be on point. So anyway,
This scene
yeah,
right here.
and she sends a picture. She sends a picture of Streetwise in the lobby with none other than Kingpin.
The freaking Kingpin! What? Let me tell you, I was so stoked. I remember it took me a while. I didn't watch this episode right away, but we have a group chat. He was like, "Hey, when you guys get a chance, watch this episode. Wait until the end." And when I got to the end, I said, "That's Kingpin." And that's not just Kingpin. It's the dude who played. I can't think his name. Vince something. Who played him in the Netflix stuff. And I got really excited. I got super excited. I said, I don't know where we're going with this. I don't even care. But I do want to say, I was talking to a friend before I got on the air, and I said, it's funny to me because Hawkeye, the last threat that he really went against was an alien, Thanos, right? This big threat. But when he goes and he sees Kingpin, see, this is what I was scared of. That's the big man, the Kingpin. I'm like, yeah, a freaking human being. I know he's powerful in the streets and all this stuff. This ain't Thanos though. I don't know. Mm-hmm.
I like that about the show. I like that it's not like a whole world
Mhm.
ending, like, threat. It's very
Right.
localized. It's very,
It's street level. It's street level.
yeah.
I
And
get that.
he's a street level superhero, so you can't be out here having like, that's why the Spider-Man, he's your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, right? He's not, most of the time he's not out here fighting like, the Thanoses of the world. He's fighting freaking Doc Ock and some other randoms, right? So, I know someone's a fan, but like, let's be honest here. So
She's talking about
but
you, Vic.
that's what, no, I'm talking.
Oh, Warrior. I just realized he changed his name to Warrior. That's great.
Yeah, I told you it was funny, but that's what I wanted to ask. But I guess you answered the question. Is this the
Right.
same actor who played in?
It is.
Oh, so they're bringing back both.
Yes, and I think I feel like they did this on purpose this week because Spider-Man No Way Home comes out tomorrow. There's a lot of talks about Daredevil, the actual actor who plays him being brought to the MCU. So I feel like this was done on purpose, and I'm really excited because he did a really great job on the Netflix series when he was playing Kingpin. So I look forward to seeing him reprise that role. I mean, him in the white suit. I think he had like a pimp cane as he's talking to street level mom,
Streetwise,
street level, street ma.
But yeah, that was the episode.
Cool. That was so cool.
That was the episode, guys.
Wait. Hang on a second.
Uh-oh.
Hang on.
Uh-oh.
Here's the thing. Now that you say that, right? Now that you mentioned Spider-Man, right? Here's why I'm excited about next week's show. Why is that? Because next week's show is going to be the show after this movie. And if you pay attention to this entire year when it comes to Marvel, started with WandaVision, right? WandaVision connected to to U.S. Soldier. Now we see and probably question who U.S. agent is going to be working for, right? Is he going to be on the good side or is he going to be in the bad?
Is that me?
I think it's Vic. You got to turn your phone off. Turn your phone down, dude.
Oh,
my phone is not. It's the computer. All right. So wait. Let me see. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So now that we know that Elaine works for Kingpin, how many people is she contracting? Is she contracting U.S. agent? Is U.S. agent going to be the bad guy? Right? She's contracting Black Widow, which is part of the movie that came out earlier this year, right? To do certain things. Who else is she contracting? Now, after all of this, mind you, in Loki, we got introduced to the multiverse, right? So now we're gonna go watch a movie that has 3 Spider-Men and a whole bunch of different multiverses, right? Elaine is running around hiring people, and Wanda may show up. Everybody's talking about Wanda showing up in the Doctor Strange movie. All of this stuff is connected. And mind you, in this episode, if you never saw Endgame, you would have no idea what the hell she's talking about with the 5 years flashing by like this. You know what I mean? So like the fact that all of this is connected, I feel like we're going to be talking about years in the future, like years of the MCU. Does that make sense? Because all of this feels like one big movie, all of the TV shows and the movies. I think that next week's show, after watching Spider-Man, what I feel like next week's Hawkeye is going to be connected right after Spider-Man. And in my opinion, that's awesome. You know what I mean? Because now these movies, they feel like an episode. And everything just feels like an episode. You know what I mean? So like it's incredible. Now, if somebody that never paid attention, in my opinion, is going to be hard to keep up. But before I talk too much, let me shut up. That's all I have to say. Thank you very much. And watch next week.
That's great. But I think that was pretty much the episode. I mean, I thought this was such a great episode. I look forward to seeing what episode 6 is about. And I don't know. I have no any follow up thoughts. I just think, like I said, just a great episode. It was great. I'm glad that Kingpin is back. I mean, he's somebody who, like we said before, street level character, right? Street level villain. But he was always like a big time threat. Like anytime you heard Kingpin, it was like, but don't you dare say that name. So it's great. I'm really, yes.
what's awesome is that in 7 Spider-Man movies in the last 20 years, there's been no Kingpin. All of a sudden, Kingpin is showing up. Kingpin was the biggest guy in the cartoon.
He was literally he was.
You know what I mean? And now Kingpin is showing up. When I saw Kingpin, I got off of my seat. 15-year-old me showed up.
Kingpin is, he's really that dude. Like he's really that dude. And I can't wait. And I mean the rivalry that he has with Daredevil, and sometimes people forget the stuff that he had with Spider-Man, because Kingpin is one of those villains who just literally messes with everybody. Like, you know how there's villains where, like Green Goblin, you associate him with Spider-Man. Kingpin just don't care. He would be like, you know what? You know what? That's who Kingpin is. So I'm really excited about that. And I couldn't wait to talk about this episode with you guys. But I'm done because I'm gonna do Vic. I'm gonna shut up. I'll talk forever too. I know that feeling, because that's me too.
So if you like the video, don't forget to like the video and join us next Wednesday for, I believe, what will be the final episode of Hawkeye. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Unpopular Review and vote on our next poll, where you'll be deciding what we will be indulging in, what alcoholic beverage you'll be drinking on the episode. So let me finish this last sip. We'll see you next week.